Are you keen to join the lucrative business analysis profession? You must be hearing a lot of discussions how business analysis has become a key role in many organizations with rapid digitalization, rapid introduction of software technology. Companies are looking for hiring new BAs or developing business analysts within their own organization. Or are you struggling in managing your project requirements? Your project requirements are not of the quality that your stakeholders expect it to be. They are not managed well. Or you are managing business analysts, but you don't know what business analysts do. Or you are struggling with inconsistent business analysis practices within your own company. So if you said yes to any of these questions, welcome to a short video on ECBA certification. My name is Mishra, Principal Trainer and Business Analyst at Adaptive US. So welcome to this short video on IIBA ECBA certification. This is one of the most popular entry-level program that IIBA has, and this course has really done well over last 4 or 5 years. From the introduction, already more than 15,000 people or professionals have gone through this certification program. So let's look at what is ECBA. ECBA stands for Entry Certificate in Business Analysis, which means this is the first certificate that you can achieve in the field of business analysis propagated from IIBA. And this happens to be one of the most popular entry-level BA certification around the world. And again, being entry level, we consider it as level 1 certification from IIBA, which is the world's largest BA community and association. IIBA does have other levels of certification, level 2, level 3 after ECBA, and it also has specialized certifications in the field of data analytics, product ownership, cybersecurity, etc. So who should go for ECBA certification? Anybody who is planning to become a business analyst, or you are a university student or a graduate student or a postgraduate student, then you can consider ECBA certification. Professionals who are looking at career transition from one field to another, most likely like you are a banker or you are a developer or you are a tester or you are a technical writer, you are a credit analyst. If you're playing any of these roles, you can definitely switch to the role of business analyst. Data analysts, again, are a very interesting category of professionals who have a lot of overlap with business analysts. So if you are already playing the role of data analyst, you can also see what other type of analysts do, which is basically business requirements analyst. Process analysts, again, another category of professionals who can quite easily become business analyst, or functional managers who manage BAs. Like you have BAs within your team and you're managing them. You're a project manager or you're a product owner, and you are keen to understand what your business analysts are doing and how do you make the business analysis process more effective. Finally, anybody who is keen to learn about business analysis, this is a good starting point. So what are the benefits of ECBA? One, it improves employability. People with ECBA find it easier to get shortlisted in the resume selection process or in the interview process. It also builds a great confidence because you understand a global standard in business analysis. Three, you get a global recognition. The good part about ECBA is once you're an ECBA, the certificate remains with you, and there is no need for you to re-certify yourself over the years. It also demonstrates your dedication or commitment to the profession of business analysis. Then let's take a look at what are the benefits one can expect from ECBA, other benefits. One, it is an industry recognized credential and it is also undergoing a good improvement. This year in 2025, IIBA significantly updated the ECBA certification program, making it much more industry relevant. It also gives you a solid foundation on business analysis best practices. It enhances your knowledge and skills on business analysis. And what IIBA reports is 83% of certified BAs receive benefits within 1 year. That's a great achievement. for anyone. Now let's look at ECBA eligibility criteria. And the good part is because it's an entry level certification, the requirements are very, very minimal. For example, there is no requirements on education. There is no expectation on work experience as well. That means this program, unlike CCBA and CBAP, which expect you to be a performing BA, it expects you to be a learning BA. That means you are in the process of learning and becoming a business analyst. References are also not required, so this makes it even more easier for you to apply IIBA. And of course, there is an expectation that you will meet the terms and conditions or terms and codes of conduct from IIBA, which means you will be ethical in your practice. You will not do any kind of uh, irregular activity or activities which are not permitted during the exam. And I trust most of us would agree to it because we all want to be ethical business analysts. Now I will move to something called key ECBA exam information, which will help you to understand the exam scheme better. So what are the guidebooks for this exam? The first guidebook that we will refer is called the Business Analysis Standard. In fact, this is a free book from IIBA. You can go and search for it on internet and you can download it from IIBA site itself. So this is like the core piece of the program. Then it also leverages BABOP V3, which has been there for quite some time. So most of the tasks and all references come from BABOP. The techniques also come from BABOP. What kind of questions you'll get in the exam? You will get situation-based questions. So that means you will be expected to answer a particular situation. And how much is the exam duration? The exam runs for 75 minutes and you have 50 multiple choice questions. So you typically get 1.5 minutes per question. That's about 90 seconds to answer one question. How much preparation effort you will need for ECBA? We typically expect it to be between 100 to 120 hours, including your training duration. So the training itself could run about 20 hours. So that means beyond training, you will probably spend about 80 to 100 hours. And how can you take the exam? There are two modes of, there is only one mode of exam for ECBA. For other exams, you have two modes. You have live proctored test and you have exam center. But for ECBA, the only option for you to take the test is to take it through live web-based proctored exam. For that, there are certain rules and conditions. Please make sure that you follow the rules of online examination when you are preparing for the examination, taking the exam. Because there is no test center option available for ECBA. How many exam attempts you can take? There is no limit on the application number of attempts you can take because there is no application process. If you have an application process, typically it limits it to 3 times. But since ECBA does not have an application process, that's why you can take it as many times as you like. What is the certification validity? Great news. It's valid for life. So you don't have a need to recertify yourself with ECBA. Now I will move to ECBA exam blueprint, which is to understand how the test is conducted, from which chapter, how many questions come. In fact, in 2025, the blueprint completely changed from the previous blueprint because the previous blueprint was mapped more to the knowledge areas in BABOP. It is no longer mapped to the knowledge areas in BABOP, but to the BA CCM, the BA core concept model. So the first domain is understanding business analysis, and you get 20% questions from this knowledge area. So that's a big area. And what does this do? Grasp the core purpose, scope, and role of business analysis in organizations. Essentially, who are business analysts? What do they do within organizations? Then the second domain is mindset for effective business analysis. That means what kind of thought process we should have as business analysts while we carry out business analysis activity. So it deals with developing right attitude, behaviors, and thinking approach for impactful analysis. Then domain three is implementing business analysis. And of course, as business analysts, we should learn how to apply the knowledge that we have, the skill that we have within a project lifecycle, because most of our activities will be within a project lifecycle. Domain 4. From here onwards, if you observe, we are switching to the BSCCM. So one of the domains of BSCCM is change. And what is change? A change is something that you make a modification to an existing process, product, application, organization structure, anything you can change. And obviously, our aim is to understand and enable positive change to deliver business value. That's what we are trying to do as business analysts. Domain 5 comes to need, and a need is essentially a problem or an opportunity, and that gets 10%. And what is that we are doing in this domain? Identify and define the real business needs, not the spoken business needs. Now, there could be a difference between the two. So our aim is to understand real business needs so that we can develop a right solution or implement a right change. Domain 6 comes to solution, that also gets 10%. The solution is something that you build typically. Say, for example, an CRM application is a solution. An ERP application is a solution. So in this particular domain, we evaluate and recommend and validate solutions that address business needs. So whatever business problems or opportunities and business is having, what kind of solution will fulfill that? That is what we are trying to ascertain here. Domain 7, stakeholders. This also gets 10% of the questions. Engage, analyze, and manage stakeholders for successful outcomes. Always remember, we are not working alone. We are always working with stakeholders, and we should make sure that we engage with our stakeholders in the right manner so that the project or change is successful. Domain 8 talks about value. Value is essentially benefits minus costs. So every change will have benefits and it will also have costs. So obviously our aim is to deliver measurable value, something that we can provide it in numbers to the organization and its customers. Domain 9 comes to context. And what is context? Context is the prevailing situation. So as part of this domain, we analyze the environment, which could be external environment or internal environment, constraints under which the organization operates, and influences affecting the business. Remember, the context is dynamic. That's why business analysis is also dynamic. It never stops. Then coming to the techniques in scope, let me show you what techniques are in scope, because not all techniques come in the ECBA exam. Only 20 techniques are covered. So the first 5 are backlog management, brainstorming, business capability analysis, business rules analysis, collaborative games. The next 5 are data modeling, document analysis, interviews, lessons learned, metrics and KPIs. The next 10 are organization modeling, process analysis, process modeling, risk analysis and management, root cause analysis, scope modeling, stakeholder list map or personas, SWOT analysis, user stories, and workshops. These 20 techniques have been considered as foundational techniques. In fact, Babok has 50 techniques. So the remaining 30 are considered as more advanced techniques, and those are covered in the advanced examination scheme, which is CCBA and CBAP. Thank you for watching this short video from Adaptive US. If you have any questions on the product or on the services that we offer, specifically on ECB examination scheme or training, do write to us at CS, that's customer success, at adaptiveus.com. You can find a lot more information about our ECBA products and programs. Visit ECBA certification, not sorry, visit www.adaptiveus.com/ECBA-training for more details. Thank you so much.